Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between KBH and David Kim. Yeah, I was looking through my replays that people were sending me, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a good game. KBH and David Kim, both of them knowing each other, I think. KBH is very, very highly ranked, I believe, on the U.S. servers. So, the U.S. servers, and I think this is going to be one of those games right now. So hopefully, with David Kim spawning as the Terran player, while KBH spawning as a Protoss player. So it's Protoss versus Terran, and apparently they're pretty friendly with each other. So they do know, perhaps they know who they each other are. So this game as soon as David Kim knows who his opponent is, I guess that should automatically tell you how good this game is in fact going to be right now. David Kim currently getting up that supply depot right now, and I just remembered that I did not turn off the CPU, setting the affinity on this particular replay, so hopefully the lag is not too bad. We'll see how this really works out. And currently we have that pylon now completed by David Kim, or by KBH, so KBH are going to be setting up that gateway in just a second and probably going to go scout with that probe after it's done building. So is he going to go scout? Yeah, scouting with that probe. Now that probe is just heading out there with that little like ion energy pushing thing, and now going to go ahead and pull back out. And wow, that SCV doing a quick attack, and then that probe now just scurrying away right now. David Kim, on the other hand, sitting over here building that secondary barracks, and no, it looked like for a second that he wanted to block off the supply depot, or block it off with another supply depot before that probe could get in, but no, it did not happen. So the probe will be able to in fact make it in. David Kim is in fact getting that refinery on that with that 13th SCV, and refinery should be completed in just a moment. Probe or SCV on the other hand, trying to take down this one pylon down to 110 shields right now. Once that SCV has done enough damage to get past the shield, that's where it's actually truly doing damage. On the other hand, we have a probe now trying to fight back against a poor SCV. So David Kim's SCV down to 15 hit points, and that's going to be very, very bad for KBH, as KBH is going to be forced to once again, or sorry, David Kim, because David Kim is going to be forced to run that back right now. And that SCV is now shift-clicked all around. SCV taking more damage, down to 10. Let's see if it will be able to head back up. And no, David Kim's going to lose a single SCV. Oh, he got a repair off on it. So very nice repair. So an SCV repairing another as it's trying to take down that probe. Probe down to 5 hit points, and probe down to 5 hit points, and was able to escape, trying to get that last over there. Wow, very nice micro coming in from both players. 2 SCVs now low on hit points, now just trying to run back around. We have a Marine up on that high ground. Perhaps it will start shooting down, and that probe with 25 hit points now, or 25 shields and hit points, able to escape. Now SCVs trying to scurry away, both of them very low on hit points. We have a tech lab being built by David Kim. So tech lab being built by David Kim with a with a factory being built. So factory going down, followed by another barracks. We'll see how this really works out as another zealot now coming, or zealot coming out from KHB. Wow, I've been calling him KBH for the whole entire time. So KHB, cybernetics core being built as well, only costing 150 minerals, no gas. I looked at it wrong the last time. The build time actually looked like gas to me for a split second. There it is in that unit overlay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to set the affinity on part 2 of this replay so that there is not as much lag. I think that really does clean it up a little bit. The lag doesn't last nearly as long if it does get caught up right now. A single SCV sitting by this Zelnaga watchtower in order to light up more of that map right now. So both of those SCVs doing very, very good jobs of just keeping the whole entire map lightened up. So David Kim knowing what is really happening, while KHB with that single probe may have a little bit of an issue. Probe gets a little bit too close and takes the wrong end of a Marauder missile over that little Punisher grenade right now. We have now a poor SCV that tries to run up into the base and perhaps do some scouting, and that is not going to work either. KHB now teching to, what is he going to be teching to? A robotics facility. Yeah, getting the robotics facility. We have a scan coming in from David Kim. So a scan coming in from David Kim in order to figure out what the tech is, and sees that robotics facility, sees another pylon currently being warped in, and now getting more probes. So taking a look at that count, wow, KBH getting a lot of probes. 28 probes on his main minerals. I think that's more than necessary but he definitely does play better than I do right now, so I'm not one to really judge. Immortal now being, I guess, I don't think they're warped in. I think they're just actually built from that robotics facility. So now with that chrono boost, in order to speed up the building on that, I really like the macro elements that Blizzard has decided on finally. We have a couple stalkers now being warped in as well. In the back of the base, we have David Kim building some of those supply depots, orbital command now up, and now we have a tech lab. So dual starports. So dual starport, single factory with no add-on. So that the factory looks like it was just a pure what's it called? Up here and tech leap right now, currently getting that Banshee. So Banshee is now being trained as well. Davey not doing anything with that secondary that starport yet, and now just trying to produce more units. SCV, low hit point SCV, able to make it back. Couple Marauders on that front door. A lot of light action happening right now, but wow, 2 Immortals. Was there double robotics facility? No, just a single robotics facility with that chrono boost. And now 2 Immortals going to be pushing in, and that's going to be a very, very strong. And in fact, getting a warp gates and now getting a pylon right there. So these should be upgrading to warp gates in just a moment. Yeah, getting that warp gate upgrade, and now here comes that fight on that front door. And the Immortals trying to come in, but that single Banshee up in that air. Marauder trying to focus down that that last Stalker, and very, very nice play as that Banshee is going to be pretty much immune at this point. Now those 2 supply depots are going to get taken down, going to go into negative supply, but unfortunately, wow, that single barracks is going to be taking some damage as well. Now a Stalker getting warped into play, going to try to pull to the back right there. Marauder's going to try to focus down that Stalker. Stalker quickly getting taken down as well, and that Banshee still up in the air, continuing to try to hold off KHB at this point. More Stalkers getting warped in, so that pylon was a very good call coming in right now. Here we have more starports and more Banshees trying to be built. No fusion core right now, and now doing a very good job. That I think that Banshee has a little bit 6 range compared to a Stalker's 6, so it is even on range right now. Surrounding on that Immortal gonna get taken down, but the front door has been destroyed right now. 2 Banshees trying to fight off against the rest of that, trying to go to that high ground. Poor Immortal, single Immortal trying to shoot down more of those units. Down that Immortal goes, and more SCVs trying to come off the line. Perhaps going to try to repair the rest of those units. So those SCVs doing a good job acting like medics for those mechanical units, and it's going to be forced to push to the back right now. More Stalkers being warped in though, and now trying to hold on that high ground, holding that position right there, and able to take down one of those poor Banshees once again. But those 2 Stalkers are all that are left, and those Banshees doing a good job. Now Immortal once again getting focused down and trying to remove those shields so that those Immortals can deal that extra damage. Now another Immortal trying to run its way to the back of that base, not going to get very far. Why did those Banshees back off? Not quite sure. And down goes that single Immortal. So those Immortals now going to be pushing back out. More Stalkers going to be brought in, and KHB realizes that attack is not going to work. So very nice play. The Banshees are going to mop up the rest of these pylons right here. No, and now Stalkers coming in as well. So Stalkers trying to come in, but 2 Stalkers against 3 Banshees. Not a good fight, not a safe call. And those Banshees now going to just finish off the rest of these pylons. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between Davey and KHB here on Steps of War.